Most people in the world are not seeking to control others, but a narcissist is. And that's so hard to understand because it honestly just contradicts how you see the world and how you approach relationships. Most people seek connection, not power. I'll get more into why it's so hard for people to understand, but here's why they want power so badly. Their needs are rooted in insecurity, fear, and an unregulated sense of self. So their need for power has nothing to do with love. It's about control and protecting that sense of self. A true narcissist has a really unstable sense of themselves, right? So they rely on external sources to feel valuable. They need to feel significant, worthy. And so by controlling someone else, they feel like they achieve this. They create a steady stream of attention, admiration, and validation. That's what you're hearing everybody call narcissistic supply. This reassures them that they're important, that they're desirable and worthy. They want to avoid vulnerability. Vulnerability is weakness. It terrifies them. So if they have power over other people, then they never have to face this in themselves. They have no inadequacies. They have no weaknesses. Fear of rejection. They just do this to feel safe from exposure. They also really want to maintain that false sense of self. You have to see it as this kind of idealized version of themselves. And having power over another person reinforces that. Because that other person, you're feeding into that illusion. They also do it to prevent abandonment. Power means they can manipulate you into staying. They think that if you really knew them, if you really knew who they were, you would leave. And so to prevent that, they control you. This makes sure that they always have someone to meet that need. Plus, they love to feel superior. So when they have power, that feeds the need for superiority. So when they have power, that feeds their superiority. They also are never going to have to take accountability because they're powerful. They honestly have that power to make everyone around them think that they're the victim. But that keeps them in this dominant, untouchable position. When a narcissist is in a relationship with someone, they see it as a hierarchy. It's not about equality. In fact, equality feels threatening to them because that means they have to relinquish power to balance the playing field. But if they do that, then they're vulnerable to rejection or criticism. And if they hold the power, then the balance is always going to tip in their favor. All of this power, it allows them to control the narrative. They can control how people see them. And I mean this in the context of in their relationships, but also just in the world. They're the hero, the victim, the superior one. All of those things at the same time. That's the long answer. The short answer is it's a defense mechanism. They're really just trying to protect themselves from shame and inadequacy. And this comes at the expense of the people around them that they're trying to control. Now, I teach about the inner workings of a narcissist in the Trauma Bond Recovery course, where you'll also learn how to break a trauma bond, how to heal, break free, and move on. Narcissists are always going to hide their true motives, and that's why you don't see it at first. Power seeking actually seems pretty extreme, doesn't it? That's the thing I always get the most pushback on. Why would they want power? But the truth is they just didn't let you know any of this at the beginning, and it's why you didn't see it. They are skilled manipulators.